Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. This is Grady Hooker, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey!
So it was a super packed Survivor Series, and we actually got 2 matches and a segment on the hour-long pre-show. They must have heard our arguments about having nothing on the pre-show, but we opened it up with the new and improved Fandango versus the always awesome Justin Gabriel.
Fandango is a talented wrestler. He has a ceiling on him with this gimmick, but it's just good to see him doing something again, rather than being tormented by Slayer.
Yeah, it seems weird when they was like new and improved, but all it really is he's got a crappier dancer.
New theme. And instead of dancing down to the ring, he runs to the ring and then dances.
Yeah. Minor differences. His theme was catchy and it had everybody going.
That's kind of the idea, I think.
Yeah. Now we have to deal with Rosa.
It's better than her wrestling.
Is it?
Well, she could be wrestling matches against AJ Lee.
Okay. It's better than that. We got some bad news. Or some good news, really.
Barrett's back.
And is it just me, or is he going to take over the leadership role here?
I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. All I know is that Bad News Barrett is back, and it could not have happened at a better time for him to return.
Yeah.
He got a good pop out of the crowd.
He always does. He's got some bad news. Somehow people love bad news.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it, but he managed to get this gimmick over.
I think as long as he doesn't have another 3-month long run just standing at a podium, then I think people are going to be okay with Barrett, as long as he gets back in the ring a little faster than he did last time. And the third thing on the pre-show, Jack Swagger, Cesaro. The match we've seen 1,000 times.
With the exact same finish that we've seen 1,000 times.
Not necessarily just against Jack Swagger. We've seen Cesaro lose about 2,000 times.
Yeah, but here's the most idiotic thing about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Swagger was supposed to be a member of Team Cena, but he was injured to the point where he would be unable to participate in the match. Yet he has a match on the pre-show.
Yeah. Shh. You meant to forget about
They
that.
didn't think that very well through, did they?
Shh. They never said that. I'm pretty sure the commentators actually referenced it as well. Which I think made matters worse.
Yeah.
So that was the pre-show. It went for an hour. And then we hit the actual show. And we're going to skip the segment at the start. We'll talk about that when we get down to the match. But we got the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match.
This was a good tag team match. Had a really nice spot in it.
The new Tower of Pain.
Yeah. And I loved how all the heels were healing the crowd. Like, you want Sandow in? You want Sandow in? You can't have Sandow.
That was the best part, for the fact that, I don't normally like the stipulation that anyone can tag anyone in. I'd prefer just 4 people in the ring or some elimination style thing, but the fact that they can all do that, it was definitely a heat generator quite easily.
Yeah.
But then we got Sandow.
Yep, Sandow tagged himself in and got the win.
Even though The Miz...
And then The Miz is seated to play, I am the tag team champions! I am the tag team champions! I am the tag team champions!
I think the people much preferred Sandow, especially at the end segments where Miz would raise the belts, everyone would boo. Sandow would raise his arms and everyone would cheer.
Yeah. And you know that Sandow won his first title in WWE. and he's not going to get to hold the title.
No. Unless they give him some replicas or something.
Yeah, they'll give him stunt titles like they did when Miz was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Which basically means he raided the merchandise stand.
Pretty much. I think Miz is used to carrying 2 tag team belts around, circa, a while back, 2009. Show Miz.
Yeah, and he was also the United States champion, so he was carrying around 3 belts at that time.
Wow. What's next? The Diva Survivor Series match.
That didn't go the way I thought it would. I thought it'd be an actual match. I didn't expect Natalia's team to curb stomp the heck out of Paige's team.
Yeah, it was definitely not the ending I expected. I picked like Natalya Sole Survivor, expecting it to go down to like 1-on-1.
But it was 4-0.
Yeah.
I should have seen it coming when they mentioned Jerry Lawler's team not losing a member in '96 in that King's Court versus the Doinks match.
Cheesy, sleazy, and queasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed to be total and utter demolishment. And weirdly, I think Natalya was the only one to not pick up a fall on her team.
Yeah, Naomi picked up 2 falls.
You'd think if they were going to do something like that, they'd at least let Natalya pick up 1 and have everybody pick up a fall.
And then Tyson Kidd celebrated like he won the match.
It was Tyson Kidd's... Did you not see his tweets? It was like, because he was the manager of the team, made them win. God. I'm guessing that's Tyson's new thing.
Yeah, that's part of what Tyson's gimmick is. He's just a jerk.
Yeah. Who listens to headphones the entire match?
I'm still waiting for him to wrestle in those things. That will be hilarious.
So it's probably about time. We'll go into our classic entrance theme. So you wanted to put Survivor Series 90?
Yeah, but 98 was the first show that had an entrance theme, or had a theme to it.
No, okay.
So I had to go with that one.
And it's a Deadly Game.
Roll the dice, play your cards.
And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. We'll jump back into Survivor Series where we left off. Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose. I'm not going to call it a match, I'm going to call it a match setter-upper.
It was definitely a war. There was no doubt about that. These guys did not wrestle. They just went on a fight. They went on an all-out fight. And we're going to get more. It was basically a commercial for TLC.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious at the end, you know, pulling out the steel chairs, the ladders, the tables. Like, yep, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what the runtime on this, but it did end in disqualification, so I'm going to guess this match actually ran pretty short.
Yeah, it was the Divas match, quote unquote, was longer than this match.
Wow. But this match is going to be getting a rematch at TLC. Hopefully the Survivor Series one doesn't.
Yeah, we'll get a TLC match at TLC. It was already announced.
Yeah.
So we're getting that.
How often do you get a match announced for the next pay-per-view during that pay-per-view?
Taking advantage of the free platform.
Yeah. So it was actually, like, while it was happening, a pretty good, what do I call it? Bloodbath, fight fest. Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, way back, Bray Wyatt got buried in the middle of the ring. The most literal sense of the word, ever.
He did pick up the win, though.
Yeah, by disqualification. Yeah.
Still a win.
That was great, though.
Unless you ask Rusev, in which case it's not a loss. Since he's still undefeated.
Yeah.
What do we got? Yeah, weird match. It was announced in the middle of the show. They were playing with toys, and the bunny beat Adam Rose.
We're getting closer and closer and closer to the moment Rose just flips out and turns the party off.
Are they going to mess with us and have the Leo Kruger be in the bunny suit?
Oh God, that would be something WWE would try to do.
They'll just be like, bunny head off. Oh, look, it's Leo Kruger. What? No, I want that to happen. Screw all of the other theories. But yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Rose flipping out, turning heel, and the bunny revealing himself. I did notice, we kept complaining about it, but the bunny now has a skin-tight suit on to cover up his forearms, so you can't see that he's Caucasian.
Actually, you can still see it.
Oh, can you? I'll rephrase that. They made an attempt to make it look like you couldn't see it.
Yeah, you can still see the forearm.
Yeah. Other than Leo Kruger, who's in the bunny suit.
At this point, I have no idea. I think it may just end up being something where they just kick the bunny out, and you never see it, never find out.
That would be like leaving us hanging with the anonymous Raw general manager.
Yeah. And then they'll somehow find a way to make that be Hornswoggle.
And then they'll somehow make a way to make you forget that it was ever Hornswoggle and bring it back into Raw TV. I mean, what? What do we got? The Divas title, quote-unquote again, match.
Yeah. This definitely alluded to WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
So AJ finally knows what it's like to lose a championship thanks to a kiss.
Yeah. Even if it was a little weird of a kiss.
Apparently, that was Brie Bella turning heel.
I think so. She smiled afterwards.
I thought it was just because she knew her servitude to Nikki was almost over, and she'd get a shot at the title with Nikki as the champion.
I presume
it seems that they're just completely ignoring everything they've done the last 3 months, and are now reunited as a team.
Yeah. Come on, man, get with the times. That's what happens. You have massive family feuds. You fight over the bloody name. You have one of you be the personal assistant to the other one. You both get beat down for months, and you shake hands. You're happy friends again. Or should I say, you kiss your sister's opponent, and then you're best friends again. It definitely seems like after months and months of a Bella feud that, to be honest, was taking directions people didn't want it to. It was a weird payoff at the end. Of just, oh look, they're back together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little early, but to save room for the main event segment at the end, we'll go to our current entrance theme. It's this year's Survivor Series theme. It's a Nickelback song, Edge of a Revolution. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. So we've got a full 10 minutes here to talk about the Survivor Series match that headlined the pay-per-view, Team Cena versus Team Authority. Earlier on in the night, at the start, Vince announced that out of power meant out of power completely, and that only John Cena could put them back into power.
They're definitely planting the seeds if they want to go that route of a Triple H versus Vince McMahon power struggle storyline, with using Cena as the pawn in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure the whole Cena can put them back thing. That sort of makes minimal sense that he ever would, But I guess if they put that right on the line, like they never said anything about Triple H couldn't wrestle, so like, a Triple H John Cena match where if Triple H won, John Cena would put them back into power type thing. Other than that, I don't know.
What I'm thinking is that Vince will probably do something that will pick somebody to be the new power if the Authority lost. That'll be so bad that Cena will say, you know what, the Authority was better. Let's go and welcome back the Authority, and then the Authority, Triple H's guy will face Vince's guy, and the winner gets control over the company.
True. I have no idea. We'll see something happen. From what I've heard, spoilers, on Raw, John Cena's picking some, what do you call them? Random general managers, I can't think of them. Revolving in and out. So we get one of them 1 week on Raw, then we get a new one the next week.
I'm not sure Cena is the one picking them, because I don't think Cena would have picked next week's GM. True.
I don't know. I think it was said that Cena got to pick, but
I think they suggested that Cena might have the influence to be able to choose somebody. So they didn't actually come out and say he can or will.
I'm guessing since we're discussing about it that it wasn't officially announced who's picking these people.
Yep.
Okay.
It just somehow Daniel Bryan was the one that was chosen for Raw this week.
Well, you got to keep him relevant during his recovery. So what is this, like 3 minutes in, we'll actually talk about the match. Mark Henry didn't last long.
Yeah, I think he got knocked out in about 18 seconds.
Yeah. Again, another throwback to the WrestleMania.
It wasn't long. He was getting pumped up by Triple H, and then pow! Lights out.
Yeah. The next one is...
Actually, I think that might have been alluding to Big Show's 45-second title reign.
Okay. The elimination that really got me was Ryback.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming because I thought he'd be the sole survivor.
It seemed like they were prepping Ryback up so much. It was both teams wanted Ryback. Ryback is Team Ryback. I ain't siding with nobody. Finally joins Team Cena, and he's the first one out on the team.
Yeah, but the way they did it really protected him, though, because you couldn't really fault them for him being eliminated when he was taken out by a sneak attack by Seth Rollins.
Yeah. It all made sense, but there was plenty of people you could have taken out before Ryback. Except
but in
Dolph
the
Ziggler.
grand scheme of things I think work better this way, though.
Yeah. I'm now looking at the list, and I can't think of anyone who should have gone out then. Except maybe Big Show, because then, it wouldn't have happened further on down the line. My favourite spot of the match is Rusev's elimination.
Rusev eliminated himself.
Splat. Oh, I think it was one of the ways, probably the most funny way, to keep Rusev undefeated or unpinned and unsubmitted.
And a lot of people were counting this as an elimination for Dolph Ziggler.
You gotta count it, man.
You can't.
Gotta count it. But then he gets spoilers. Then he gets 4.
But he only got 3 because you can't count a count out because you didn't beat the guy to count it.
He was the legal man.
The only way you can count an elimination is by pinfall or submission. Countouts and disqualifications do not count.
But we can all dream, can't we? We got a little hint of Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, so I'm going to guess that's going to be happening heading forward.
Yeah, because it looks like Ziggler's moved on without even having his rematch.
Yeah. I think Ziggler, though, has moved on to bigger and better things, especially with the ending to this match. I hope. I really hope. Then the turn of the night. We all knew someone would.
Yeah, after Rowan got eliminated, the Big Show came in the ring, helped Cena up, and then knocked him out. And walked out of the ring and eliminated both Cena and Big Show in about a span of 30 seconds, leaving Ziggler by himself.
Yeah, we all knew someone would turn.
And we all figured it would be Big Show.
Yeah, I think I saw facts. I don't know if you sent them to me or Brandon did or someone did. But what is it? He's been a heel 11 times and a face 10 times?
That's something like 21 or 22 turns.
Yeah.
It's been insane. It's pretty much been a turn a year since he broke into the business.
I don't know. I don't think he would be in the business for 22 years, would he?
He broke into the business around 94, 95.
Oh, yeah, that's about 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won his first professional match was Halloween Havoc 1995, where he won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. I'll believe it as a turn a year then. Okay. That's not very good for a professional wrestler to be turning that often, is it?
No, but then again, the Big Show can somewhat believable because he's such a kind teddy bear, he's a good guy, but
Sure.
he's such a big guy that he can be a monstrous character too.
It all just makes sense. But then we got what I would deem like the night of Ziggler.
Ziggler pulled John Cena. He channeled his inner John Cena.
He never gave up. He hustled.
Insurmountable odds were put in his face, and he conquered them.
Even if it was with a little bit of help.
Yep.
So
Well, technically, he had the match won by himself, but thanks to Triple H, he didn't get the credit for it.
Yeah, how many refs did Triple H take out? 2?
2 refs, and called out a third.
Everyone's favorite ref. Good old Scotty. It was quite.
But one of the most crazy things that happened though was he goes to count the 3 for Rollins. Armstrong does, and then that's when suddenly an entrance music starts playing, and you're like, why would the referee stop counting?
Because he's scared.
It'd be one thing if the lights went out, which they didn't. But he just stood there and looked at while waiting for Sting, finally in the WWE, walked down slowly to the ring and takes out Scott Armstrong and then takes out Triple H and then helps Ziggler win the match.
It's quite amazing Ziggler and Rollins was still out for what? 8 minutes it took Sting to come out?
They knocked each other out for like 10 minutes. It was a long time.
The one thing, I know he wanted to, like, you know, revel in his return and stuff, but the one thing that annoyed me is he took so long between the gut kick and the Scorpion death drop that Triple H being, like, down and out for that long just looked a little unbelievable. That was like my one downer on the entire return. Other than that, Sting.
Yeah, we said we would believe it when we saw it. Well, we saw it. So now we have to believe it.
So, what are we seeing with Sting? Sting, Undertaker, Sting, Triple H?
Probably, I almost think you have to go Sting Triple H there. Don't you?
I'd think so.
Yeah, I don't think the Undertaker is going to work again. I think he's quietly retired.
But if there was any match he would come back for, it would be Sting. I'd think.
Probably, but that would depend completely on his desire to have another match and his health.
I think his health's the big one.
Yeah.
So you said that we're going to see Vince Triple H, but now we've got Sting Triple H. So Sting's going to be Vince's guy?
No, somehow I don't really know. I don't know how they're going to do it. If they're going to do that route, or if they're just going to do Sting Triple H at WrestleMania, and then maybe do the Power Struggle storyline for SummerSlam.
True. Are we going to see Sting wrestle any matches before WrestleMania?
No, I think he'll wrestle one match, and that'll be at WrestleMania.
Okay, so we went a little over time. I'll probably have to edit. It's been great talking to you. And since I promised you guys the results to the IPW show here in New Zealand, so we've got last chance. We'll start at the top here. So Fury defeated Pat Shisk to remain New Zealand World Heavyweight Champion. Travis Banks and Mr. Juicy managed to overcome the Agents of Change. AV picked up a victory over Carmen Rose with a little bit of help from Megan Kate. TNT won via DQ over the Pride. Khan ended up losing his match and his hair because Johnny Idol defeated him. The brand new and improved Mauler Clemenson and Mr. Burns managed to defeat Brooke Duncan and Vinnie Dunn. Brooke Duncan. And Vinnie Dunn scored a win over Kurt Chaos, and then he got attacked by Chaos. So, don't know what's happening in the investment there. They probably haven't sorted out their differences, and that match probably did not help. So that's all we've got time for this week. You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling R Radio, or our website, wrestlingroundup.host22.com, wrestlingroundup.host22.com. I'll see you next week.